Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's definitely season 3. Okay. Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 272 Morning Medley. I'm gonna start the medley at the top. Well, I was actually hold on. I'm gonna workshop something before things get. Oh, yeah, it's solid. Before things get truly started. Oh. Good morning, Taylor Michael. Hmm. Good morning, Chibi Lucy. So, what I'm doing to kind of peel back the curtain a little bit, um, season 3 is going to have changes, obviously, clearly. Season 3 is going to have some changes. Oh, that's good. Season 3 is going to have some changes. Hold on. So, season 3 is going to have some changes. Some of these changes are going to be to the Friday stream, some of these changes are going to be to the Monday through Thursday stream, and we are getting pretty close to season 3, in case you hadn't noticed. We're at 272 right now. Season 3 starts on episode 300. I actually have it marked on my calendar the exact date that season 3 would start if I do not take a break between season 2 and season 3. If I do take a break, it's going to be a date a little bit later than that. But right now, it's early January is when season 3 would be starting. So I'm going to be making changes in the meantime, both mentally, like the way that I see and handle the stream, and also very visually, the way that you guys will be able to perceive and interact with the stream. And some of those things are really, really subtle, small. Like I've talked about introducing segments to the stream. I've talked about introducing like very rigid, concrete sections of the stream. Like this happens, 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 and then this happens. And one of those things was having a very clear opening and ending. Now, the ending is, I would say loose, but determined. It's loose, but it's determined. Like at the end of the stream, pretty much every time the same things happen, which is that I will usually name all of the collections of work that I have out publicly, and then I will name the platforms that you can listen to those things on. And I will go over like news, and um, I will also cover like just closing greetings and then thanking people. However, there is no concrete and determined opening for the stream. The stream kind of opens. The stream kind of opens when it does, how it does, right? Like sometimes, I mean, for with certain exceptions excluded, the stream kind of just starts at 9 a.m. every morning, which I do like and I'm proud of. If it's a bad time for you guys, I wouldn't know because you're in here. So it does start at the same time, but I don't start it the same way all the time. Sometimes I start the medley at the top of the stream. Sometimes I start at the top of the stream with conversation. Sometimes I'll start the top of the stream by workshopping a particularly difficult piece of work or building a new unfinished piece of work. There's variety in the way the stream is opened, and there has been for some time now. So, that being said, I was thinking about having, in the same way that I have a hush hour, the same way that I have a closing theme for the stream, having an opening theme for the stream. Currently, the way that it works, or the way the stream works, is I will have the morning medley at the top, in which I play a lot of like finished pieces of work, and then I'll like actually play some pieces of work that aren't quite done yet. And then we'll gradually work our way into conversation. But there is no opening song for the stream. Now, if you've been in the Friday stream, good morning, Jesse. Now, if you've been in the Friday stream, you may have noticed that there is music at the top of the stream. The song that used to open the stream was Twinkle Brown Sugar, which is a song that I have that isn't on major platforms anymore. It's kind of an exclusive to the stream now. I believe it still exists on SoundCloud, but as far as like major DSPs, it's not up there. So that is the opening for the production stream. However, that isn't a song that I can play on the piano. So it just doesn't exist in the Monday through Friday stream. And part of me liked having a different opening song for the Friday stream versus the Monday through Thursday stream. It kind of set them apart a little bit more. But I've been thinking, as far as, hello Crow, and good morning to you. I've been thinking as far as like consistency is concerned, it actually might be nice to have a solid and consistent opening theme from Monday through Friday, whether you come into a Tuesday stream, or you come into a Thursday stream, or you come into a Friday stream. It should be the same song, something that I've decided, or I'm like 90% on. I think that that's the way I would like to have it ran. But the first thing I would have to make sure I'm able to do is, one, perform a song on piano that also exists in MP3 form so I could have it in the Friday production stream. And so I've been workshopping trying to create a theme for that. I also just would like to have a different theme to mark a new season, right? Because the thing is change not for better or for worse, but just like kind of lateral moves. Good morning, Umbe. So I've been thinking, what does that song sound like? I would ideally like for it to be pretty short, right? Pretty short, so that we can kind of get to the stream. So you aren't coming into the stream, assuming you guys are on time, so you're not coming into the stream and sitting through like a 3 to 4 minute long song. I would like for it to be very short, almost like a jingle. And then I thought it would be cool to have the opening theme, the ending theme for this stream be either the same. Good morning, Jaime. I would have the opening theme and the ending theme for the stream to either be exactly the same, or at least very similar, that they played off of each other's harmonic tools and tricks. Now, for this to work, I would either have to have the opening theme be some type of play off of Hush Hour, or I would would have to change the ending theme to another song that plays more in tandem with the opening theme, which I have been playing Hush Hour. I have been playing Hush Hour for a pretty long time as the closer of the stream. So I'm kind of bent 50-50 on that. I'm like on the fence of whether it is time to move on past Hush Hour and still play it in the stream. It'll still be a song in the stream. I'm saying this mostly for Crow's benefit. It'll still exist. I'm not ever playing it again, but maybe moving it away from the ending theme of the stream and instead coming up with a new ending theme that plays off of an opening theme that I can play for the stream. I will if I can remember, Crow. But the ending of this stream is 2 hours away, and I am liable to forget, however, whatever rhythm I just employed to play it just now. But yeah, so that's what I was doing in the beginning of the stream. Quite a few extra people have come in now. Just to catch you guys up, I was talking about developing an opening theme, not for these coming streams, but for season 3 to have a theme that was very short and sweet. I love this theme so much, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I can't use it for some reason. Gotten rid of the Flintstones from it altogether, by the way, now. I just don't know how to like ease it in. Jaime, I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that. I just don't know how to. I need to do some alterations to that song if I'm gonna make that the opening theme of season 3. I put too much apple juice in this one. I would have to like, if I want it to be short. No wait, but like. Maybe I just take it there. Maybe that's the end of it. Maybe that's the end of the opening theme version of it. And then the ending theme version of it is the longer, more embellished version, huh? Huh? Maybe. I don't know. Something to try out. Something to think about. Apple juice post-surgery is amazing, says Taylor Nicole. Apple juice anytime is amazing. It's a little acidic, but it is good. I made things that pairs nicely with Hush Hour. On that, I do not agree. Donut? I think I'm gonna go to Randy's Donuts today. I deserve it. Anyways, I agree with you in that feeling that they are very complementary to each other. Jaime, but because I'm an idiot, I want the things to be harmonically the same, or harmonically very close. Now, what I could do It's good today. Okay. There's that, and then what is that? That's a dee 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 dee. I could go. Whoa. Weeble, 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 weeble. Wow, 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 wow. Or I can go. Or I could go. Omni. Not that one. I could go. I could go. Could I? Well, I don't see why not. I do. That was weird. Um, Sad boy music today. My type of beat says umbe umbe. So I'm developing an opening theme for season 3. I mean, not really though. I'm just repurposing that song. The like. I'm just repurposing that song to be an opening theme. Oh, too much apple juice. I would love for like me 10 years ago to see me now. I'd be so disappointed. Are we gonna get an intro graphic too? That'd be cool, says Umbe. Umbe, 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 Umbe. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Just let me work on the Sonic stuff first. And then the ending one would be that one. Definitely opening and closing. Jaime says, what's the little cartoon on it? Okay, Jaime. Hmm. Disappointed because of the apple juice? I don't know that I'm disappointed. It's just more watery than I would like for it to be. I like, okay, so most of my smoothies do the like DQ Blizzard test where I can turn them upside down and they don't spill out of the cup. Something I'm very proud of. And this one does not have that. And it's upsetting to me. Um, Jaime, you have production brain. Stop, stop, stop. We need to temper expectations here. Not even wearing pants for half of these streams. Taylor Nicole is not good. Just all in the morning. That's out. Well, understandable, Taylor Nicole. 10 years ago, me being pretty disappointed. Yeah. Uh, I want it to be something else, huh? Anywho, no, I think developing an intro song and having does taste good though. Something about not having to chew food after you work out, like doing a workout and then just having like liquid replace all of your vitamins is fun. Okay, so anyways, opening song and closing song. I keep thinking, guys, we're getting closer and closer and closer. And if I'm being honest, I'm not putting nearly as much work into developing season 3 as I would like to because time is limited. So I was looking more and more like I'm going to have to take a break between season 2 and season 3. Just a break to like actually develop stuff for season 3. You understand. If you don't, well, I'm about to explain it to you. For season 3, I would like to have an opening theme, and I would like to have a closing theme. For season 3, I would also... I'm playing with the idea of having better... I'm playing with the idea of having better sound. A few people have talked about pops and clicks and stuff like that happening in the stream. Now there's two problems that I'm faced with. It isn't simply a matter of time and money. It's one of the main roadblocks that I have when doing this stream is my internet. My internet's not good, guys. The reason that the Monday through Thursday stream is so much more stable when in comparison to the Friday stream is because I use my mobile data to do the Monday through Thursday stream. All of these streams, the improv piano streams, are done off of my cell phone's data plan. My Friday stream is done off of the internet in my home, which is awful. Well, awful is a strong word. I will say that it's unreliable. And I'm going to have internet with Spectrum. Now, I am in an area where, anyways, I'll say, so I had an internet person come out to be fully transparent with you guys. I did have an internet person come out to service the internet, and he kind of gave me the sad truth where he was like, hey man, internet's, they send us out every day. We're going to like a bunch of different houses, but the fact of the matter is just that since everybody's inside and everybody's on the internet in quarantine, Spectrum's internet just sometimes like cuts out, for like 10 to 15 minutes. You'll just lose internet. And it's never slow. That's never the problem. It's actually pretty fast. It's just that sometimes it just cuts out for a few minutes. And now, normally, this isn't really that big of a deal when going about my day-to-day business around the home. However, during the Friday stream, since it's so long, the probability of the internet cutting out goes ever upward the longer I stream. And then sometimes on Friday streams, yeah, just like, it craps on me. And there's just nothing I can do about it. It's not really a speed issue as much as it's just a connection issue altogether. So, I think when dealing with the Monday through Thursday streams, I have a conundrum, a dilemma, where right now I'm doing everything off of my phone, which is why maybe it doesn't look so good, maybe it doesn't sound so good, but it's stable, is the thing. Now, if I start doing the Monday through Thursday stream with higher production value, which I can do, I have the capability and I have the time and the effort to put into it. But if I start doing the Monday through Thursday stream with higher production value, it means I'm going to have to run it through OBS on my computer, which means I'm going to have to use the Wi-Fi in the home. I mean, my hotspot's not going to crush it like that. So I'm going to have to go through my home Wi-Fi if I do that, which then I'm going to be subject to possible crashes. Now, you guys have seen how often my monitor has crashed in the stream. Sometimes I just can't see your guys' questions because my monitor, which my laptop is using the home internet, will crash. It just loses internet connection. And so I don't want that to happen to the entire stream. The monitor crashes and I can't read what you guys say, but at least I'm still live. So it's kind of this weird catch-22 where it's either lower quality of maybe sound, maybe picture, whatever else are the complaints that you guys have with me streaming from my phone, or higher quality but a less stable connection to the internet. Jaime says maybe it's time for a Pixel 4a. I don't see what that has to do with it. That's still not going to allow me to run OBS, Jaime, through my phone. Liam has a bunch of new samples they're enjoying playing with. I've never had such an easy time making music. Aw, we love to hear about it, Liam. Yeah, Ram, Spectrum's horrible. This isn't a morning meet, but an afternoon meet. I'm sure it is for you, wherever you're living. But for me, the host, it is the morning. These samples are so dope for creativity. I always make about 10 tracks when I buy a new pack. Word. I do not have this. I do not have this experience, but I'm glad that it is a popular one. But yeah, so that's the dilemma I'm with. I'm not necessarily posing this to you guys so that you guys can try to fix it. It's not your problem. I'm just saying, no, going forward, that's kind of the dichotomy. Nah, not dichotomy. That's the binary options that I have to choose from. I have stream from the phone, lower production quality, but a more reliable connection to the internet so the live stays up, and I have better production quality, but a less stable internet connection. And I live in Los Angeles, great. Oh yeah, I know they're referring to that, Lindsay. I know what they're referring to. When they say morning meet. But I'm saying the point is they're saying morning instead of afternoon. It's like when people come in, Lindsay, and they say, morning medley, it's 3 p.m. where I am. And I'm just like, all right. I understand. We don't have a global time zone. But it's always morning. It's always morning for me when I start these. This movie did not last the stream today. I'm very hungry. Okay. So now that the meeting is over, I guess I feel like I can do meeting adjourned now. It's been 30 minutes. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on in season 3 because we haven't really talked about season 3 much in the stream since then. So that would be actually kind of cool if I could, though, Lindsay. That would be kind of cool if, like, if there was some type of, like, smart... No, that's silly. That's impossible. But, like, if there was, like, a... Depending on what time you joined, or depending on what time it was in your time zone, it would say afternoon medley, or afternoon something else that's more alliterative than... Afternoon medley is stupid. Morning medley, afternoon... I'm not going to put much more time into thinking about this. But only 90-something days until you've been doing this for a year. This is great. What? Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're going off. Yeah, okay. Word up, Gray. I hear you. But, okay, so the point is... The point is that those are the two options that I have to choose from right now, and both options kind of suck, honestly. I would love to be able to have higher production, and I would love to just be able to have a more stable internet connection, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't know. The internet's just bad in my area. I rolled the dice and I got snake eyes. There's nothing I can do. I don't live in like an area that offers fiber optic, AT&T, lightning fast internet. I just live in like a slow internet area. Not slow, unstable. Unstable internet. That's the weird thing, right? It's fast as heck. I was playing Genshin Impact the other day and the internet crapped out in the middle of a boss fight. And Genshin Impact is one of those games where no matter whether you're playing with people or not, you need internet connection to play the game, so, which is stupid, by the way. But I was playing in single player mode and my internet went out and I just like despawned from the boss fight and I was gonna kill him too. It's taking a really long time. You gonna roll on today's banner, says Umbe. Oh, is there a special banner today, Umbe? No. Nobody told me nothing. Pleasanton, before you leave, please. Wow, Gray. I do not remember what that song sounds like. So I can look up Pleasanton and try to relearn it for you, if you'd be so patient. But I do not remember that song. As far as how to play it, I remember making a song and releasing it, and calling it Pleasanton. Pretty sure that song is named after a city I do not like, actually. So that's cool, huh? A pleasant name for a horrible city. If I had good internet, I'd be unstoppable. Okay, we're done talking about that. I'm gonna go ahead and start the medley now. Unless you want me to, where's my mouse? I hate trackpads so much. You want me to, Sorry. I hate it when the sun hits, like, my laptop at a specific angle and I can see all of the dust on it. There we go. That's way better. Yeah, it's so bad, you know? New rate up on Tall Boy with Spear. I don't know who that is, Ube. I don't know who that is. You're gonna have to use names. Alright. That's so weird. Whoa. That's so weird. So there's another song that I have that has a very, very similar melody to Liminality. Great. Have you been to California before? I'm a stupid American. I can't spell these names. Does he have a Chinese name? Oh, Zhang Wei. Nah, screw him. Bouncing and sculpting. This song hurts my wrist. I gotta play that song different. How do you raise the volume with just the keys? Rem. Rem. Want to talk about velocity? Want to talk about velocity, Rem? Rem, have you ever played a piano before? A few times, but I don't know what I was doing. That's fair. Okay. Rem, in an actual piano, I'm giving you a long boy answer. Hope you like long boys. In an actual piano, it's a stringed instrument, right? There's a bunch of strings that are really taut on the inside, and when every time you hit a key, there's a little hammer that goes up like this and hits the string. So it's like a little lever system. And so if you hit the key really soft, it's barely gonna tap the strings. If you hit the key really hard, it slams into the strings really hard, making a louder sound. Now, a lot of keyboards don't really have strings in them, obviously. You can see the size of this thing, there's no strings, it's electronic. But in order to emulate the realistic sound of an actual acoustic piano, a lot of pianos will have a thing in them called velocity sensors that they sense how fast you're hitting the keys. Now, fast and force are not speed and force are not exactly the same thing, right? But when it comes to a lot of instruments, they might as well be. Like if you hit a key really, really slowly, it's not going to have enough velocity behind it to even make a sound. Like right now, I am hitting a key. I'm just not hitting it fast enough to produce a sound. So a lot of electronic keyboards will go off of velocity, speed. So if you're hitting things a little bit harder or faster, the sound it'll produce will be louder. So you can play something really, really slowly and softly. Or harder and loud. A really cool trick, not trick, sorry, I gotta get rid of that word. A really cool exercise is to actually get a MIDI controller that has velocity capabilities in it and record a little piece or a little bit into like Fruity Loops or any DAW, and then look at the velocity that you're hitting all the keys at. Look at how fast you're hitting all the keys. A lot of people that don't think about velocity just assume that they're hitting all of the keys at the same strength and the same speed with the same force. But if you actually look at the data of velocity under each key, if I'm playing a song, there's this huge range of how hard you're hitting the notes. Even if I just go like this, I'm sure I feel like I'm hitting all of those notes with the same force, with the same speed, but I'm not. Maybe your pinky's a little bit weaker, so it doesn't kind of hit the thing the same. Maybe your thumb is hitting things a little bit earlier than the rest of your fingers just from the way you physically interact with the piano. A lot of these very, very small intricacies around are what go into the humanity or the human feel of playing an instrument. Which is why if I were to take a keyboard and put on a guitar sound, right? Like I think this one, yeah, it's like, hey, that's a horrible one. Hold on. Sounds fine to me, but an actual guitar player will easily be able to listen to that and go like, that's not a real guitar, that's a keyboard. Because a lot of the human intricacies that go into playing a guitar are not there. It's a really good question though, Ram. It's a really good, cool question. Grace says, how much does a set like yours cost? I want to get into playing. You're going to have to be a little bit more specific when you say set. Set. How much does a set like yours cost? Are you asking how much this keyboard costs? Great. An important thing to note, Gray, is that this keyboard is very old. It's called a Yamaha DGX, but you can't even buy this keyboard anymore. Like, this keyboard doesn't exist anymore. There's a newer replacement of it, the price of which I'm not exactly sure. I paid, I can't remember actually how much I paid for this keyboard. Maybe 400. It cost more than that at the time, though. It was a floor model, so they gave me a discount. But the point is, Gray, if you're looking specifically for the setup that I have, I don't know if you have a pen and paper ready, but I would say the things to look for is semi-weighted. These keys are semi-weighted. They're a little bit harder to press down so as to emulate somewhat the feel of an actual piano. A semi-weighted keys and 88 keys. 88 keys is what a piano has. So the two, I would say the main two things that go into this keyboard being what it is to me is it having semi-weighted keys, it having 88 of those keys, and that's kind of it. Any other keyboard that has those two things can do what this keyboard does and what I do with it in the stream. Now I have some extra things, right? Gray, I have a bench that I'm sitting on. I have a sustain pedal that I have plugged into here. But not only are those things veritably cheap, but those things I wouldn't necessarily consider part of my setup. Oh boy. The garbage truck is coming, so I guess brace yourselves. What are your live shows like, says Jaime? I'm gonna close my window. It's not gonna help any, but I'm gonna close my window. Jaime asks what the live shows are like. It depends, Jaime. I have several different live shows. But to answer the question, I'll just go through all of them. So, in 2018, I started actually doing my Lush Stream set. So I have one of the live shows that I have is called a Lush Stream set, in which case it's usually a little bit longer. It's like 1 to 2 hours, and I'll usually have beats going on my laptop, my Fruity Loops, and I'll just like play like, I'll usually do like Rhodes piano, and I'll play like really chill chords over the top of what I'm doing. Stuff like that, and it's like background noise. I've played the Lush Stream set at an art gallery that Adrelix actually was showing her art at. Adrelix is the person that made my logo and the cover to Lush Dream and Daydream, but I did that. That's always pretty fun for me because it's not so performative as much as it's almost like this stream actually. It's just less intricate and less talking, obviously. So that's one of my live shows. I also did a live show. The live show that I crafted for my tour with Slow Magic was way more drum and bass heavy because I had just done that remix for Slow Magic at the time. That was drum and bass. So I built an entire set around that remix. And so it was pretty fast. There was like Midnight Drift 2 on there. There was a lot of my Daydream songs on there. There was a lot of drum and bass remixes on there that I had made. I played something called Beat Cinema. What year was this? 2019? 2019? Yeah. I played something called Beat Cinema in 2019, and since it's called Beat Cinema, you know, a lot of beat makers played, a lot of producers of beats played. So when I played that one, it was a lot of also Lush Stream, but more by hype Lush Stream stuff like Button Willow, Metro Link, a lot of the weirder sample heavy stuff that I have been making this year. A lot of that stuff was in there. And we're just going off of sonically. Now, Jaime, if you're talking more so what my live shows are like physically, they're all pretty much the same. It's like me standing somewhere with like a keyboard here, a laptop here, a second keyboard here, a microKORG vocoder here, and then my interface, and then usually a third keyboard over here. I don't really do a lot of like, there's not a lot of like face stuff with the crowd. Usually I'm kind of like in my own little like command center world, and I'm wearing socks, and I'm wearing a bow tie. I have like my get up, and it's usually a mix. It's usually performed in the form of a mix. And when I say in the form of a mix, guys, in the stream, I mean that I usually don't play a song and then have that song end and go, all right, this one's called Close Down. And I play Close Down. And then I end that song and I go, okay, guys, this one's called Not on My Watch. So I'm like, I do not do it that way. Usually before I'm going to be playing a show, I have a pretty good idea of like where the show is, who I'm going to be playing with, what the crowd I'm assuming will be like and what they'll care about. And I will build an hour-long set based off of those parameters. And so when I say build an hour-long set, I mean I already know what I'm going to play before I even show up at the building. I know exactly what I'm going to play, I know what order I'm going to play them in, and I know exactly how, down to the minute, how long my set's going to be. And then when I get there, a lot of times I will have transitions built into the set, like I will, in the same way that in the morning medley, sometimes I will have transitions built into my improv. So for what is it? This is double let's. See, it would just kind of transitions directly into Jumpin' Jaybird. I'll do that with a lot of my songs when I go to play a live show. I'll go, okay, well, this song's called Catching Up. It ends on this BPM and it ends with this chord. What's another song I have that starts with that BPM or at least close to it and starts with that chord? Oh, this song does. So a lot of my songs when I'm playing a live show, I may have kind of more seamless transitions. And those are premeditated and built into the set before I even go out to play. I hope that answers the question. I don't know if that answered it, but that, from my perspective, is what my live shows have been like in the past. I don't know what they're going to be going into, late 2021, early 2022. Oh, goodness, so many 20s. I don't know what they're going to be like going forward, but I'm just saying that's what they've been in the past. Grace says, were you a skater? Just asking. Because that picture to your right. Well, in that picture to my right, I am not skating. I'm sitting on a median on the highway. But I did used to be a skater, so that was a cool roundabout way of getting to some truth. My rock band set is going to be useful when I get a keyboard, says Gray. Has any of you ever been weird about you not wearing shoes when you perform? Ooh, I have an answer for that. So here's the thing. Some of you guys were in yesterday's stream where I talked about my glasses. I was talking about how the optician that I go to get my frames is pretty expensive. And how when you go into an establishment that's pretty pricey, typically they just treat their customers a little bit different, with a little bit more respect, with a little bit more like care and observation and awareness. This is not true across the board. I'm just saying, in my experience, typically this is how things work. Once I spend a kind of an embarrassing amount of money in an establishment, the people are a little bit nicer to me. So there's that. I will say that this thing also kind of works with venues. This also kind of works with venues, Lindsay. There have been times where I've gone into a venue and I won't say have been outright disrespected, but I've been kind of like, people have been like, can you move? What do you need? What do you need? You know, the like grumpy sound guy, like how many DI boxes do you need? 3? What's that? You're gonna run your own sound? Like that kind of mood, that kind of attitude. I've walked into venues where I've had people treat me that way. And that's completely normal. In fact, it's expected. I've also walked into venues where people were very, very nice and very respectful. Now, My point, though, here is that I've walked into venues where people were pretty whatever early on, and then they saw what I was doing, or they saw the amount of people that showed up, or they saw who I was opening for, or they saw who I, stupid, like, cloudy stuff. And then they were really, really cool after that. And so I will say, in LA, when I take my shoes off in the venue to perform on stage, everybody's really cool because everybody knows me here. Now, going to other places, sometimes it can be a little bit weird. I specifically remember playing at what is the name of that place? The Sinclair in Cambridge. I thought I was in Boston, but everybody got mad at me and they said, "You're not in Boston, you're in Cambridge." Take me back to that show. Anyways, I remember playing there and taking off my shoes, and the dude was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I just don't like playing in shoes. I like playing in socks." And he was like, "Oh, whatever." And I will say, after I played, that dude specifically was very, very nice and very, very cool to me. And he still like messages me to this day. Not about anything important, but he's just like, I don't know. Sometimes you win people over, sometimes you don't. But I think in general, I'm weird enough that when I show up to play a show and I'm surrounded by, oh my god, this is a perfect example. Oh, who brought up this question? Was this a Lindsay question? You've been to the Sinclair? That's pretty funny. I have a really funny story about the Sinclair. I have a really funny story about how I both diffused a fight at the Sinclair and how I almost got kicked out of my own show. But maybe for another time. The point that I was making rather was that when you're going into like new places, you're going into places where people don't quite know you. Sometimes your company can determine how people treat you. For example, if I show up to a venue and it's like me, Naji, Ehio Robo, Romderful, it's like me and like all like a bunch of like more so R&B, like neo soul type acts, and I get on the keyboard and I do the like, people are like, oh, that dude's weird. And I think they think that dude's weird because me compared to all my friends, I'm dressed a little bit different, and I just generally look and talk a little bit different. So then I'm like the odd one out. However, going on tour with somebody like Slow Magic, who wears like a mask and a whole thing and a get up like on stage every day, people would look at me and the way I was dressed and they would go like, whatever. So I think that has a lot to do with it too, Lindsay. I think that if I get on stage and I'm taking off my shoes, but the person next to me is like wearing like, I don't know, like a KFC chicken bucket on their head, and like I think that people look at me and they're like, that's fine. Like, this isn't the weirdest thing I've seen all night. But that's more of like an EDM thing. Anyways, hey, what's up, Liana? How goes it? I read the most ignorant thing on Twitter today. Well, that's what it's for. Ooh, a global Panera. You know, I have no fond memories of Panera Bread, Cyprus. Panera Bread's a place I've only found myself in when I'm having a bad day. Umbe says one day I want to put stage attire. Well, one day you probably will, Umbe. Gray. Neither. Neither? You know what's funny, Gray? Um, should I say that? There is like a. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't like people touching my things. I can't stand people touching my stuff. Ooh, that was pretty. I hate it when I play stuff accidentally. That's. I can't do it again. Whatever. Anyways, it's really easy for me to tell when people have borrowed my things because there's always like nasty little fingerprints all over it. Like everybody, when like a kid's been touching your stuff and like, kids, they're always like licking their hands and digging in their nose and like touching the ground. And so anything they touch always has this like weird like child goo residue on it. That's how I feel when people touch my stuff. People are always leaving like smudges and fingerprints over all of my things. It's, ugh. But no, that's not wide gray. But yeah, I guess there's no fingerprints on my keyboard. Did I hear Najee says distance? I ain't hear him. I ain't hear him. I did mention him though. Distance. Are you friends with him as well? Very nice man. Very nice man. I have nothing but good things to say about him. I have nothing but good things to say about that man. When people touch my stuff, it's like feeling a violation, says Umbe. Like, I know it's not that serious, but it do be that serious. It's very serious for me, Umbe. I don't like people touching my anything. I don't like it when I'm looking for my keys and somebody picks up my keys and hands them to me. I would prefer somebody to go like, oh, they're in the bathroom. I saw them in the bathroom. That's what I like. I don't like people to touch my stuff. Anyways, goodbye, Taylor Nicole. I hope your migraine goes away. I really do. I haven't had one in a very long time, so it's hard for me to empathize, but I sympathize for sure. Please feel better. If you watch anime, what's your favorite? I don't really watch anime, but I think the only anime I've seen this year was The Great Pretender, and that was pretty cool. But I feel bad because I feel like when people sometimes will say, what's your favorite anime, right? Or no, sometimes people will just say even like, what's an anime you like? And since I don't watch very many, usually my answer is just one that I saw and enjoyed, and then somebody else who has a much wider berth of anime they've seen, they're like, how can you say that over this? Or like, here's what you should watch next. And it's just like, nah, man. It's like if somebody says like, what's a good donut you've had? And you're like, I really like Winchell's. And they're like, Winchell's? Wow, what a like mainstream answer. Like, you haven't had freaking, what was that place that Liana mentioned a while ago? The place in Slow Dough or whatever? I'm just lurking on mute, says Ava. Hello, Ava. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I hope, wow, Ava, you always have migraines. I wish there was something I could do. I wish there was a song I could play that would somehow help that. I wish music was more magical like that. Justin says, I don't know him personally. I'm not big enough for that. You don't have to be big to know Najee. Moving on, I really like his vocals. Any release collabs with him? No, absolutely not. No. But he is great. And he's also, you know what, I can't say that. There's this really weird thing that happens. I mean, I guess it's just being in a bubble, right? It's being in a bubble where sometimes, Slow Doko, thanks, Liana. I think sometimes people will say, what's a good example? Somebody will say, who's somebody I know that I can kind of throw under the bus for this hypothetical? I like that chord change a lot. Who's somebody I can throw under the bus? I know. I know Kellyanne Fox. There's somebody that probably some people on the stream maybe don't know. So I know Kellyanne Fox. And there might be somebody that's like, hey, you know Kellyanne Fox? I'm like, yeah, homie's like the dopest, like most down to earth person I've ever known. But I also have to keep in mind that like those experiences are mine. Not to say that like Kellyanne maybe is like a jerk to somebody else, but I feel like, yeah, you saying like you don't know Najee personally. I'm like, Najee talks to everybody, but maybe that's actually not true, you know? I mean, he does talk to me, but did I say Omni talks to me? Did I just say that? Sorry, my brain. I read Booba, and my brain went boop, like boo-boo. Anyways, Najee talks to me. He's pretty cool, though. He's moving. He's one of my very many friends, by the way, that are moving to Korea. And I'm like, is that the move? All of my friends are moving to Korea, and they're all black. And I'm like, is that the wave now? Should I move to Korea? I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Anyways, I once showed a past stream of yours to my family, and they called you creepy and roasted you. Grace says, but when I'm alone, I'm much like you. What on earth? What? Why move to Korea, says Ava? Um, um, like visiting is fun, but I don't think I'd move there. They have very valid reasons for moving there. Sorry. Gray, I do appreciate you for sharing my stream with your family. That's a very nice thing. That's a very nice thing that you've done. Word. That's dope. I'm gonna play love letters now. Everyone I know has been moving to Washington, and I've been thinking the same. Like, what the, what the thing to do? Is that the thing to do? I think a lot of people. I don't trust the people that are moving to Washington. And I say this lovingly because I know Maddie lives in Washington, and Maddie's good people. But everybody that I know that's moving to Washington, Jaime, is trash. So I don't know. I don't know. Washington might not be sick next year because everybody bad that I know is moving there. Where was I on love letters? Oh yeah. Gray. What is normal to say, Gray? Wherever everyone's moving, that's where I don't want to be, says Leona. I can empathize with that. I hear it. There it is. Ooh, I'm getting better at that. Normality is lame, says Umbe. Honesty is king. Probably a cool dude, Gray. Yeah, nobody's saying the things that you say are weird. Gray. I mean, I'm not. Sorry, I can't speak for everyone. I'm not saying that, though. Yeah, I just, to be fair, the people that I know that are moving to Korea are musicians like I am, and are black like I am, but have Korean girlfriends like I do not. So that might be a very integral piece of the puzzle that's missing. I'm about to move to Korea and be all alone, but I gotta move somewhere eventually. I can't die here, you know. time you post that face, Ava, it always makes me think of Katamari, and I don't know why. Always makes me think of Katamari. I think it's mandatory to serve 2 years in the military in Korea, but maybe not if you're native born. Yeah, that's not for people that move there. Yeah, but that is for like actual Korean people. Um, Not for me. Is there a song that you can't play physically? There's plenty of songs that I can't play physically. I like that question. That was an easy one. Out of the ballpark. Yeah, there's mad songs I can't play physically. You could probably name any song right now, and I can't play it. A part of the ship, part of the crew, says Gray. I don't know what you're talking about anymore, Gray. Hmm? Is Korean girlfriend the move for black musicians? That sounds like a BuzzFeed headline. I want so badly, Umbe, to indulge and make the rest of the stream about that specific topic, but I can't for reasons I think you know. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on from that. But yeah, a lot of my friends are moving to Korea. Uh, a lot of my friends are moving, and I'm not. I'm not. But I would love to go back and visit. I think I'm gonna get whenever this is all over. I love that. I love that part of our social expression now, especially of desires, is like, oh, when this is all over, when the world's okay again. Anyways, when this is all over, I'm definitely gonna get a tourist visa or an artist visa, and I'm going somewhere for a pretty extended amount of time. That's for sure. What are they doing in Korea? What what's out there for black folk or in general? I love distance. I love you, distance. I've never seen you in the stream before. You're already quickly climbing the ranks of people I like. Can you play Gucci for however long you wish? Aw, that's a sweet thing to ask for sure. Right? Okay, so I'm not gonna get into the fine details of it, distance, but Korea for okay, so for a lot of musicians, they've moved to major cities, Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is very expensive, and there are a lot of cool quality of life things about Korea that a lot of other places don't have. I can get into some of them, but not necessarily all of them. You make a little bit more as a musician, especially a session musician in Korea than you do here. Also, Korea has like a newfound but questionable appreciation for black culture and black. I don't want to say black people yet. I'm still waiting it out for a little while, but I don't know about the actual people. But for black culture, so if you move to Korea and you're black and you make like hip hop or R&B and stuff like that, in the music industry, there are a lot of places for you. There are a lot of places for you. Like the type of like even this type of stuff that I'm doing, there are positions. There are way more positions in Korea just because it's not quite yet a saturated market as far as hip hop made by black people. So there is that. Um, I wouldn't. That's the beginning and end of what I would say that's there for black folk specifically. Racism is still a thing there, so colorism still exists, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that still hate black people over there. So, I mean, if you're black, there's only so many places you can go on the planet, right? And I would not necessarily say that South Korea is the golden destination, but I can say, as somebody that has been there and spent a little bit of time there, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. People were very nice and very appreciative of me, but distance. I'm not stupid, and I do believe that a lot of that has to do with the fact that I make music that people there like. I think if I were just a person, just a black person moving to South Korea, I don't know how my experience would be. I'm not saying it would definitely be bad. I'm just saying I don't know how it would be. It is a very nice place to visit, though. It's very, very nice. I would say that I would have a better time living in Korea than I would in Japan, and that's saying something because I do enjoy my time in Japan, right? After some thorough Googling, people who move to Korea will only be conscripted in the case of national emergency, and you can be conscripted, but it usually doesn't happen. Yeah, I'll take my chances. New York. Fashion Week. Bum 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 bum. If you say nice things to someone very often, does it run out or wear off to the point where it means nothing? Asking for a friend, that is myself. Rem, yes. You can wear out anything, honestly. Everything kind of like loses some of its effect after a while, after tons of use. Diminishing returns. Thank you, Liana. That's what it's called. Economics class was ages ago. Um. I hear you, Greg. Can you play some swing? What are you referring to as swing? Are you referring to stuff that's like in a very specific pocket? Are you talking about something that's got like a waltz to it? Are you talking about something like Clover Salad, which has like like that? Like that type of swing? Did you ever look up that jazzy breakdown I mentioned? I did not, Cyber. Okay. There is a whole a Graceful episode about this. Oh, I haven't seen it. I have not seen it, but I had a very interesting experience. Not gonna throw this person under the bus. I dated a person. Whoa, really? Yeah, I dated a human being, and remember this person had fans, and I remember there are specific compliments that I love that reference, Liana. Anyways, there were specific comments or compliments that I would pay this person. And after a while, they kind of didn't have that, they didn't hit the same. But since they were a pretty public figure, a lot of randos on the internet would also say these compliments, and they would hit a little bit more because it was from a new person. And I think that even though this was like kind of upsetting to me, I think that there is something about that. There is something to that. Now, things can change maybe over time. Like, for example, if somebody says that I'm a good piano player, in my brain, there are so many weird insecurity enforced like doubts that come with that compliment, that compliment never gets worn out because I never truly receive it. I never truly take that compliment. Now there are some other compliments that I've gotten. What's a compliment that I've gotten that has been worn to bits? I don't think I received compliments, so maybe I'm not the best example. However, there are some insults that I've gotten that hurt really bad the first few times that I got them, but now I don't even hear them. They might as well be a sneeze. They don't really exist. So yeah, I think yes, diminishing returns is true for just about everything. What a world! What a world! I gotta play the other one though. I gotta figure out what this song is gonna be doing. This one. I think the best way I've heard it put was to give the other person space to think about you in your absence. Far more impactful than being present 24/7. Absence makes the heart grow stronger or whatever. Right? That's the expression, isn't it? I hate that expression, says Cypher. I mean, me too, but I have used it and I have heard it. I have used it and I have heard it before. Beautiful song. I love that song. I love it more with each playthrough. It just is giving people an excuse to go. Okay, so I've never used that expression. To what's the word? To excuse my own behavior, but I am very negligent, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When somebody says ghost, here's what I think of the definition of ghost. I think ghost is like, I'm out of here, deuces, you'll never hear from me again. I'm gone. I've escaped. What I do is more of a, probably not gonna text you in a couple of weeks. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it, which is probably just as bad. But I mean, people be doing that to me. Mia does that to me. Mia does this thing. I love you, Mia, wherever you are. If you're watching this, I love you to pieces. Mia does this thing where I'll text Mia like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" At like noon, and then Mia will text me back at like 1 a.m. like, "Yo, I'm going to bed. I'll text you tomorrow." And then rinse, repeat. I don't ever get no text tomorrow. I just like text again, like I don't know, like 3 p.m. Hey, what's good? How's the new digs? How's the new place? And then like at like 11:45 p.m. it's like, dang, I'm tired. I'm going to bed, but love you, baby. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Ava says, I don't really like people that constantly text/email. Like if we're gonna talk, let's have something to talk about. Let's do big talk, not small talk. Ava's a big talker. Ava's big talk. I tried that with a friend, and it took them 2 months to realize they were being unfunny. Oh, I'm actually really easy to be negligent towards. I did something yesterday that I've, like legit guys, I've never done in my entire life. And I held somebody accountable for a thing they said. As far as like obligations, as far as doing something, somebody was like, "Yo, I'm gonna send the stems to you, today. I'm gonna email them to you today. I want to know how you feel. I want to know how you feel about this. Let me know if you want to hop on this track." And then I like messaged them yesterday, a week-ish after they had sent that text, and I was like, "Yo, were you gonna email me that thing?" That is not like me. I would usually just let it go. I'm like, oh, one less thing I have to worry about. But I actually like got on them about it. And do I care that much? Not really. I was just like, I don't know. I was wilding. I don't know. That's weird. But I did do that. Jaime says, I got a friend like that. He moved to California and got even worse. And I haven't heard from the dude in years. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for some people. As somebody, I mean, I'm shooting myself bail with this. It's hard for some people to be like really talkative. If anything, 2020 has made me less talkative than I used to be. It's made me feel kind of weird too because I had a friend who I'm not going to mention, but also a musician who lives in my area of LA, like really, really close. Like she literally, like I could walk to her place in 5 minutes. Like I would be able to see her place if it wasn't for trees. And when like quarantine started, I just kind of stopped hanging out with her. I stopped hanging out with everybody, you know? Like we all kind of just, well, I can't say we all, but a lot of us just stopped hanging out. And she kind of did the thing where she was like, it's totally safe, we can do it in this amount of people and these numbers. And I just kind of like never hung out with her. We still haven't hung out. It's been quarantine. Like I haven't hung out with her since March, you know? And she is right there. And like, I don't know. Part of me feels bad. But also I have to realize that I don't need to hang out with people. Like I don't feel bad. I don't like go like, oh my god, I miss you so much. Like we got to see each other. I'll be fine whenever we can hang out again, even if that's not until like 2022. But not everybody's like that. Some people like need to see their homies more often than that, and it's kind of like a weird, like it's like an impasse, you know, that I reach where I know there are people like that. I'm just not one of those people. I'm really easy to ghost. It's very easy for people to ghost me. However, I will say it's very hard for people to give me the silent treatment because usually I don't know that I'm being treated silently. I just assume that people are doing their own thing. Because good communication is key. If you can talk more than once a month, then let me know, says Umbe. I hear you, Umbe. I hear you, Umbe. Sometimes people just aren't thinking about that. I don't know your friend. I have to, let me go ahead and just be clear. I don't know who your friend is. I don't know what your friend's up to. But people have said that to me. Sometimes they're just like, yo, you should tell me if, like, you can't hang out as often. In my brain, I'm like, I don't even realize I can't hang out that often. From my perspective, everybody else is weird. And so I'm just like, you know, doing my thing, like working on stuff, and then somebody like hits me up and they're like, yo, you ain't text me in like a month, bro. Like what's good? Are we fighting? Is there beef now? And I'm like, what? Man, I've been living life. Bro, we don't shut up. Imagine having social skills, says Distance. Social skills are a myth. I think everybody just has things that they need and require socially. And if you if you can like appease those needs, then you have skills. But I don't know if the skills are across the board. My friends are dying to meet, and I'm just like Discord doing it. So stupid. That's fair. That's fair. Aww. Is it awkward meeting people who watch the stream or knowing someone who watches? Well, the first thing has never happened. The first thing has never. Well, technically, I've met Liana, so let me take that back. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, baby. Yeah. Oh, see, that's something my mom used to say, and that crap is true. Okay, so anyways, I've met Liana, Gray, and I've met. That's it. That's the only person from the stream that I have met. So, what was the question? Is it awkward? No, it wasn't awkward. Does that count? It wasn't awkward. It was at a show. I don't know if that counts if it's at a show, right? It's never awkward meeting anybody at a show. Anyways, just to answer your question blatantly, no, it wasn't awkward meeting a person that watches the stream. However, knowing people who watch is a little bit different. Sometimes that can be a little weird. You know, like Sky might pop up in here, or like Kiwi might pop up in here, or where's Kiwi been? Wow. Anyways, just like you know, people. Knowing people on a personal level, like they know me, they've like lived with me or stayed with me or something like that, and then them coming into a stream, it's a little bit weirder. But you know, I don't care. I ain't got any like exes running around in the stream, so that's always nice. Is that an actual retort, Cyber, or did you just come up with that on the fly? Cyber's always coming up with stuff on the fly. Thank you for posting the Discord link, by the way, Cyber. Sorry the medley got like ruined. I just got sucked in the conversation. Word up, Jaime. I don't really be talking to people. I kind of mind my own business. Some people are kind of weird, though. Oh, let me take that back. We're all different. But one of the main reasons that I have so much patience with people meeting me and being kind of weird is because I've told this story before, but I've met Kumail Nanjiani on several occasions throughout the span of about 2 to 3 years. Like, I kept running into this fool so many times, and it was never... The first time I did it, I was so excited, and then later I ended up feeling bad about it. I was like, dang, I kind of went a little too hard, like I fanboyed a little bit too hard, probably made him uncomfortable. Second time I did it, I clearly made him a little uncomfortable because I was referencing the first time I ran into him, like, yo, remember that elevator, like, at Phoenix Comic Con? Like, that was me. And he's like, yeah, I remember. It was kind of weird. And then the third time I ran into him, he was with his wife and seemed visibly upset. And I was just, I bunked it. I bunked it all the heck. And I just kept running into. I ran into him at Meltdown, which was like a comic book shop that used to be in Hollywood. It's closed now, unfortunately, but it used to be there. But I kept running into him, and it got to a point where I was like, I feel like he might think I'm stalking him, or I'm like following him, or showing up where he is on purpose, and it just was like bad luck for him. But yeah, so like that's happened, and there have been times where people have done some like kind of whack stuff, meeting me for sure. But I always like have to put in my mind like nobody's trying to be whack. People are just doing things and not exactly sure how that stuff is being received on the other end. And so I'm usually pretty cool about it, as long as people aren't touching me. That's weird, you know, people running up and touching you. But I think that most people are so like standoffish, like you, Jaime, where they're not touching me or anything like that. They're usually just pretty loud. But I mean, LA's loud in general. Ooh, word up, Cyber. Cyber, thanks. Yeah, I don't be a Cyber. I had the coolest. Who was I talking to? It was not Eddie. Oh my god, who was I talking to? Who was a rapper? not like some huge rapper, but I'm not gonna insult him now. I was talking to like one of my rapper friends, and he was like, "You know what's weird? I feel like so many of us that were like cool are like kind of like not as online as we once were." And like he was like, "I feel like this is significant." He was like, "I feel like this is significant because there wasn't necessarily like a generation before us that was like raised on the internet. That was like there wasn't necessarily a generation before us that was like 7 years old and there was already like social media." And he was like, "I feel like we're the first like big generation to like see that stuff come in, be hyper on it, like super 100% on it, and then actually start getting like off it." And I'm not saying that I'm like leaving all of social media, but for a little while I was feeling like I was the only person that was like, "Dang, Twitter sucks," or like Instagram is trash. Like I felt like I was like going through something and that I was eventually going to get over it, and I think I might not get over it. I think that's just because I keep talking to all my friends and like they're also there and they're like, "Yeah, man, I deleted so and so like a while ago. I'm kind of just chilling now. My life's never been better." And I'm like, I mean, that's easier for you because you're not an artist that needs some type of public visibility and engagement. But yeah, that's weird. I want to say it's internet fatigue, but it is a type of. I will say that it is a very like if internet fatigue is a tree, this is definitely one of the branches on the tree. But there is like a. I will say being an artist online is. I feel like being an artist online. How much time do I have left? Oh. Hmm. Ever since virtual learning started, I've been actually avoiding video games and anything related to being online. Interesting, Grace. You're having like kind of like it's taking up all the space for you, the internet space or the electronic space that video games and social media would. So it's kind of interesting. I just think I think I think that kind of like how people talk about there's a type of person that knows how to talk to people and connect with people because they learned how to do that without a cell phone. And then the cell phone got invented, and they were like, "Cool, this is a tool I can use to do that thing." But they never quite forgot how to connect with people, right? Like there's some people that are learning how to parallel park with a rear view camera, and their dash, and that's a crucial part of their learning how to drive. While somebody like me never had that, and now if I get a new car that has that, I might use it, but if it breaks, I will always still know how to parallel park, or without the help of a camera. I think that there are a lot of artists who were able to find their way through the art community without the internet and social media. And then they learned how to adapt to social media, but they never quite forgot the thing. And I think I was just on the tail end of that. Like when I was making when I was getting into making music, I should say, MySpace music was still a thing. So it was like I never really had to build a musical career without the help of the internet. And so the internet becoming a not enjoyable place for me as an artist has been a very weird, and it's not just me, it's a lot of people, right? So the internet becoming like not the coolest space has been a really weird time as an artist, because it's like I don't have the un-internet promotional skills to fall back on. I'm kind of just like, well, this is where I am. Sorry, garbage truck's here. It might get a little noisy for a couple of seconds. Good morning, Daniel. How are you? How are you doing? Having an upgrade that makes something easier, but those who learned from it, having it taken away makes it much harder. You're absolutely right, Great. That's basically what I was saying in more or less words. Ray says, how many garbage trucks do you have each day? 4, I believe. 4. There's one for the big dumpsters, like the rolly dumpsters. There's one for the like little cans, like the like bins they're called. There's one for the big rolly like metal dumpsters. There's one for the bins. There's one that comes for recycling, and then there's another one that comes for like landscaping, like leaves and junk like that. I hope you can blow up before the internet musical space goes to poop. Aw, that is such a great thing. You know, babe, you said a great thing. Wow, I got like a weird like rush of serotonin for some reason just now. I don't know where it came from. Okay, for some reason the phrase Gucci Mane makes me uncontrollably laugh sometimes. That's funny. That's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. I think I'm going to hold on. I know this sucks, guys, but I didn't use the bathroom before the stream, and I do have to use the bathroom. And I thought about trying to just hold it until the end, but I'm trying not to be that person anymore. I'm trying not to be the person that just holds it in for hours. I'll be back though. So sad. The beeping is sad. Okay. You're not trash, Liana. Beautiful. I still feel really good. Hey, the serotonin didn't wear off. Okay, so I'm going to start going over a little bit of news now and then talking a little bit more about Season 3. So here's a an issue that's been dumped in my lap. The issue of the internet. Now, it has recently come to my attention that I may also be in the range of AT&T's internet. Now, not the fiber optic, not the super fast stuff. That would be amazing, but that's not what I have. I think I still love the joke, Liam. The joke is still good. The joke is still good. I think I'm gonna call them and talk to them about my problem though is that like Spectrum, my current internet, says that the internet's bad and keeps cutting out because it's quarantine and now a lot of people are on the internet now because everybody's home and they're streaming and they're zooming and they're gaming. But if I transfer over to AT&T, won't that also be true for AT&T? You know? Oh, that's actually pretty cool, Cyber. I didn't know that. Thank you for that. Go Google Pixel Mike. Heck yeah. Daniel says AT&T for the win. All right. Did you remember to take your trash out before I came? I take the trash out on Monday night, Gray. So yes, I did. I take it out on Monday night. So there. Huh. Yeah. I got it. I got it out. So what was I saying? Season 3. Yeah, I'm gonna call them and just like I'm gonna do my research. Maybe season 3 is with a different ISP. You're right, Umbe. You're correct. Probably. Heck yeah. But that's all. That's all that I'm thinking of as far as season 3. Because if the internet can improve, I have decided I will do the extra production stuff. But right now, it's just I don't want every single stream to be riddled with crashes, with internet crashes. And right now, the Friday stream, that's the major problem with the Friday stream, you know? Now I can go over news. I do have some new music. I do have some music out. Signals, which is like a bebop jazzy EP. That's what Love Letters is from. That's what Winter Heart is from. I also have one that's more experimental called Tall Tales. It has kind of like jazzy stuff in it, but it also has a lot of like weird, I don't know, you just have to hear it. It definitely is my take on experimental like electronic music. I also have an EP called House of Omni, which has a song on it called Embrace, which sounds like this. It's by me and Academy Garden. Definitely check that song out too. Good stuff. Now the Dream series, I also have a series of releases under the Dream umbrella. The first one being Nice Dream, which is like indie pop. The second one being Love Dream, which is indie pop love songs. The third one being Speed Dream, which is a short story that I wrote about some street racers and made the music for it. The fourth one being Daydream, which is like drum and bass, but it's also pretty orchestral, right? There's a lot of like strings and glockenspiels. It's kind of like magical, mystical drum and bass music, if that makes sense. That's followed by something called Less Dream, which is very long. It's 33 tracks long, but it's more of just kind of a chill beat mixtape to like put on in the background when you're working on things. Worked pretty hard on that. Made that in the stream actually, so check that out if you get a chance. And that is followed by 2 twin EPs called Quick Breath and Ego Death. Quick Breath is more so of a collection of a lot of music I've released up until this point, stylistically, I should say. In fact, I played a little like I observed from Chocolat earlier, which is from Quick Breath. It's off that same EP. And that's followed by Ego Death, which is completely ambient. All of the lyrics, save for Young Skirt, are provided by me, and it's like very, very washed out, dreamy, not danceable at all, more so pensive type music. And all of those are available on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube, which we're on right now. YouTube actually has its own little like a collection of exclusive stuff just to YouTube. Like I have something called Quarantunes that I've made. I also have a bunch of playlists of just like remixes and little videos I've done here in my bedroom with songs that only really exist in those videos. So check those out as well. Well, I think that Liam's talking about Boruto. I'm gonna not get into Boruto. I'm gonna not get into it. But yeah, the rest of the news has got. For those of you that don't know, when I'm talking about season 3, I'm talking about season 3 of Morning Medley. It starts at episode 300. Right now we're on episode 272. So in roughly 28 episodes, we're going to have the beginning of a new season. A few things are going to be different. A lot of things are going to be the same. Jesus. A few things are going to be different, but a lot of things are going to be the same. And I'm just going over what those changes are going to be before we get there. Thank you, Cyber, for that. Yes, Distance. Bandcamp's probably the best place as far as like me getting money. But yeah, the streaming services that I listed, it's also there. I still... Cyber, I still don't love that song. I don't love that song. There's a very specific... I don't love that song. I don't love that song. But, I will play it. And I did make it. It's such a me song, says Umbe. What's your most vivid dream, says Gray? I don't know. I honestly don't know, Gray. That is a very good question, though. That is a very good question. I just don't have an answer for it. Yeah. I gotta release on Bandcamp, says Distance. Probably. You probably gotta. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the meaning of life is. I don't know what my most vivid dream is. I don't even really think about dreams on a scale from vivid to non-vivid. I don't know. I don't even know what the opposite of vivid is. But anyway, point is, what was the point? The point is season 3 is happening eventually at some point. I'm gonna try to get together with some internet stuff and make some magic happen. If I can't make magic happen, guys, I'm doing the best I can. So thank you for your patience, always. Gray, it was nice having you in the stream. Same to you, Distance. Hopefully I see you guys in a future stream. If not, maybe I'll see you on the Discord channel. This song is called Hush Hour. It is what I end the streams with, but I've decided that I'm going to be letting this song go as a stream closer starting in season 3. So for those of you that love it as the closing, enjoy it while you can. I knew Crow was going to be in there with a sad face. I'll still play it. It's still a song that I've made. It just won't be happening at the end of the stream anymore. You can still request it, Crow, just like anybody requests Spring Street, or request Winter Heart, or request Liminality. You can still request it. Oh, I have a funny joke for that, but I'm gonna drop it. No streetlights. I fell in some mud and had to go to laundromat. But being black, I wasn't allowed to wash my clothes. Word, Gray. And this is the most vivid dream you've ever had. Is this what we're doing? I hope your future dreams are actually pretty nice, Gray. I hope that you don't have any more dark, segregated, dirty clothes dreams. Yeah, that covers the news. I feel really good today. I think that there's like there's a specific balance between physical exercise and nutrition where like if you get the timing and you get like the portions right, you feel like you're like a graduate of Professor Xavier's Academy for Gifted Youngsters or whatever. Like you feel good. You feel like freaking unstoppable. And that's where I am right now. So I'm glad. Oh, it's Pizzanista Tuesday. Oh, that's all about to go in the crapper because I'm about to fill my body with cheese, baby. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can, I guess. Leona says have a talkative Tuesday. We will try. We all will try. I'm gonna be working on a little bit of stuff, so pizza's gonna have to wait for a little while. I will see you in a future stream, Gray. Hopefully I will see you in a future stream as well. Distance. Everybody else, hopefully I see you in tomorrow's stream, morning medley number 273. Thank you for your guys' input. Thank you for being respectful to me. Thank you for being polite to each other. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Eat some pizza or something, I don't know. Eat something that makes your body mad.